the ruling was that you don't have standing in the case, right?
Yeah, it was obviously a disappointing ruling. We believe we did, but we realize this is a disputable area. And, of course, that's the legal technicality that this administration will continue to rely on to continue to govern unilaterally like President Obama does. And he's just doing it with such arrogance. And you say, hey, sue me. The reason he can show that type of arrogance is that it is very difficult to take the president to court and challenge his unilateral governance. So, we haven't decided what we're going to do. I need to meet with our legal team. Again, I appreciated the careful consideration the judge gave to this case. Appreciate his thoughtful opinion, and we've got to go through there with our legal team and see if we want to appeal this. From my standpoint, I'm inclined to do so because this is such an important constitutional issue here, the separation of power, and at some point in time, the judiciary has to get involved if we're going to preserve really the power of the Congress and check the expanding power of the president.
Senator, I heard somebody argue and argue poorly the other day that this is nothing more than politics. This is just an opposition party trying to bog down a chief executive and all that. I think that argument is pretty easily demolished.
I think so. And again, I think that was demolished just, like I say, the serious consideration this judge gave to the case. Again, I don't agree with his decision, but I understand it. His decision is definitely well-reasoned, and it always is a close call. It's very difficult for an individual member of standing to show specific harm to be able to challenge a presidential edict. But at some point in time, we're going to have to come up with a way for Congress to check the ever-expanding power of the president. So this is an incredibly important constitutional issue. This is really the foundation of our constitutional government, where you have three co-equal branches of government providing a check and balance. And right now, that balance is out of whack. And this president, again, is viewing his growing powers very arrogantly. Again, just to point out the fact, he said, I've got the pen. If Congress won't act, I will. Sue me. Well, we're trying.
Thank you, Senator Ron Johnson with us here. It's Riley and Scott on WROK. Are you worried that the lawsuit from John Boehner and the House might run into the same obstacle that you did, the standing question?
Yes, but again, what John Boehner's trying to do is a different legal theory of just legislative standing. Mine was really about individual standing, where we thought we proved individual specific harm. The judge didn't agree. John Boehner is saying at some point in time, when you've got an executive audit that's out of control, or as liberal law professor Jonathan Turley said, an executive that has crossed the line. Constitutionally, Congress needs to have some method of checking that presidential power through something called legislative standing. Now, again, that might be a difficult legal hurdle as well. People point to the fact, well, Congress has the power of the purse. That's our control, but when you've got two-thirds of the budget that's basically off budget, that's on automatic pilot, you don't have much control over the purse. And, of course, we saw government shutdowns are not particularly popular, and they're very harmful to our economy. So that's not a power you want to use. There's got to be a better way, and from my standpoint, the judiciary has got to get involved in this dispute between branches.
And, Senator, it seems a shame that this discussion even has to be had to begin with.
It is, but again, it's not just President Obama. Presidential authority, power has been expanding literally for decades. I mean, I've witnessed it all my adult life, and it's gotten to the point, though, when you've got a president with his own signature piece of legislation that he and his side wrote, not liking the law and then just unilaterally changing it dozens of times. I mean, just enacting things like cap and trade through the regulatory process, the fourth branch of government, unelected bureaucrats. Because he can't pass through Congress. I mean, at some point in time, Americans have to wake up to the fact that an executive that's out of control dramatically affects their freedom. It's not good for our country.